and welcome to the Battle and Barrow and another terrain crafting video. A while back I made some Ravine modular tiles, just look like this, that you just stack up and block around. These kind of superseded my magnetic cavern walls that sort of look like this. I still can use these are still compatible with my terrain system. But what these had was you could put a topper on, whereas this never had that. So all we're going to do in this one, and to make quite a small simple one, nothing mega here, we're just going to make a topper for this. Now, do I need a video for this? Not really, but I'm just doing this to be complete, so if you see a future video you know where this comes from. So quick easy this week, let's get on with the craft. So for this project I'm actually using old scraps and repurposed foam. I'm using 6mm foam here, you can use whatever size you want. What I'm doing here is I'm just cutting it down to 4" by 4" squares, so these match the actual ravine tiles themselves. Then what I'm going to do is take one edge and come in about 1/2 inch either side and cut out a rough texture from it, just to act sort of similar to how the tiles go. Now these aren't going to match because they're bespoke and each one's different. They're not going to match. As long as they look somewhat similar on the ravine tiles, it'll be okay. And then what I'm going to do here is just bevel out the edge. So now I can just see how this work looks just at this stage by putting it onto one of the ravine tiles, and yeah, it looks okay. But I need to do something about the top texture, so what I'm going to do is come in with anything really, something quite big, and I just want to draw some lines in like this. You know, with a ballpoint pen and use something else to thicken them up. But this is not, it's not going to be a texture you will see, it will just add bumps into it effectively. So that's what I'm doing. I did some lines just to work out, and I'm going to push in indents so it goes down, and add more lines in just to make it bumpy. I dare say you could use a rock if you wanted to texture it, but I was trying something different. I'm then going to add on a couple of bits to raise it up as well in places, and these are just glued in. And then when that's done, I'm going to use some mod rock to cover it like we did with the ravine tiles. This, if you're not seen it, I use it a lot. I'm a big fan of it. It's just plaster on a roll, and what I'm going to do here is roughly cut out 2 lengths per tile that's roughly sort of the same width, in this case 4 inches, and a bit more just to add, just so we can push it around and we've got room to manipulate it. This just gets soaked into water and then applied on, and you rub the plaster to activate the plaster. The more money you spend on this is quite some cheap stuff, but the more money normally has more plaster on this and less holes, whereas I did wrong here. What you want to do is pre-cut loads as well. Yeah, as I said, come in with some water, soak it in for a few seconds, pull it out, put it over the top, and just work it over so it's hopefully going to stick to the... I'm not going over the edges, I'm just going to... The only edge I'm going over is that rough edge at the front. So yeah, just work it in, covering up the over the bits we stuck on and pushing it into the grooves we pushed into it. And then you can leave this to dry for about 24 hours. Okay, and this is then, we're on the home stretch. These are just recently quite quick and simple videos, but they're quite important to build up a nice collection. So these are just painted in the same way as the ravine tiles. So you come in with some clean water and wet the surface of the plaster. Then come in with various paints. I'm using a grey, a dark brown and snakebite leather, and just apply watered down versions of these onto the piece. If you want to see a more detailed version of the painting guide, have a look at the main ravine video. And that's it, you let these dry and you've got toppers for the top part of your ravine tiles if you're at the top part of a mountain. We are going to have a look at them all set up in a moment, but before we do, I'd like to take the time to thank you for watching and supporting the channel. It means a lot. Also, if there's anything you want to see me cover being built, let me know in the comments. That'd be a great help. If there's anything you're sort of interested in seeing being built. And that's it for this video. We'll have a look at it set up. Until the next one, guys, stay safe, take care, Bye bye.